Hello everyone, and welcome to Galaxy 89 Cars. Due to the recent coronavirus outbreak and subsequent lockdown, I'm having to come up with new ways to bring you content, and so today, I'm taking you on a different kind of tour. Using footage from my videos only, I'm taking you on an in-depth tour of the evolution of Koenigsegg from the 2006 CCX to the 2020 Jesko. Founded in 1994, Koenigsegg has produced 19 different, highly limited models that started with the CC prototype in 1996. Moving to 2006, and we come to Koenigsegg's fourth car after the prototype, the CCX. CCX was an important car for Koenigsegg, as it was their first car to be powered by an engine built completely in-house, and that laid the foundations for all Koenigseggs that came after. A 4.7-litre, twin-supercharged V8 that produces 806 brake horsepower and 920 Nm of torque. This can produce a 0 to 62 mph, or 100 km/h time of 3.2 seconds, and a top speed of at least 245 mph. There were 5 C6 special iterations before the next model came in 2011, the Agera. This Agera N is a one-of-one updated car with many Agera R and RS parts, but the standard Agera comes with a new 5-litre twin-turbo V8 that produces 960 brake horsepower and 1100 Nm of torque that can achieve a 0 to 62 mph or 100 km/h time in 3 seconds and a top speed of over 250 mph. The Agera R and S models came between this and the 1-to-1 seen here, which was introduced in 2014 and gets its name from its equal power output to curb weight. It's powered by a 5-litre twin-turbo V8 that produces 1 MW or 1360 PS and 1371 Nm of torque, and can get to 124 mph in just 20 seconds and go on to a potential top speed of 273 mph. We then come to one of Koenigsegg's most recent models, Jesko, which is powered by a reworked, lightweight version of the key 5-litre twin-turbo V8 that can produce up to 1600 horsepower and 1500 Nm of torque on E85 fuel, and they can hypothetically break Bugatti's 300 mph top speed record. In 14 years, Koenigsegg doubled their horsepower output from 806 to 1600, and also increased their theoretical top speed from 245 mph to 300 mph. Now moving away from the engines and to the wheels, we start with those on this CCX, forged 19-inch front and 20-inch rear multi-spoke center-locking wheels. Agera N comes with 1-to-1 and RS air-core carbon wheels, but the original Agera comes with 19-inch front and 20-inch rear forged vortex-generating wheels to help brake cooling. As just mentioned, 1-to-1 comes with the all-carbon fiber wheels just as in the Agera N, these air-core 19-inch front and 20-inch rears. Finally, Jesko comes with newly developed, lightweight, carbon, center-locking wheels that are now larger at 20 inches at the front and 21 inches at the rear. Enhanced manufacturing processes mean the struts are now slimmer. Now moving to the main exterior comparison, we can start from CCX at the front. CCX comes with a basic carbon splitter and wide air intake above. The Agera N has a much more sculpted front with further new intakes and side canards. 1-to-1 receives a much larger front splitter and new central strut with very aggressive side canards. Moving to Jesko, we see a completely new front with a much larger splitter and side intakes, with less but larger canards. Moving up, CCX is fitted with high-performance bulbs, whereas Agera N has LED daytime running lights and a main xenon beam in a much more sculpted design. These are essentially shared in the 1-to-1. Whereas Jesko shows another jump in design and manufacturing with a much slimmer diffuse effect daytime running light and central LED beam. Moving back, the iconic Koenigsegg wraparound windscreen and central wiper is of course present in CCX. Both of these have been refined but are still present in Agera N and 1-to-1, and in Jesko the windscreen takes a slightly more rounded aesthetic but maintains the iconic design. Moving down to the lateral aspect, we can already see large vents in CCX to allow the engine to breathe. These are streamlined and softened in Agera N and 1-to-1 and completely changed in Jesko. The side vent here is much larger and more open and comes with a new central wing. Moving up, we come to the wing mirrors. CCX has quite basic mirrors on upright struts with basic lateral indicator bulbs. Agera has quite similar mirrors, but this Agera N comes with the 1-to-1's aerodynamically formed carbon mirrors with integrated LED indicators on flowing carbon stalks. A huge step up in manufacturing and design that allow these to contribute to aero. Jeskos are a further improvement on this setup and come with cameras for the park assist system. Continuing back along the car, we come to the wing. In CCX, it is quite a small, fixed structure mounted to the very rear. Moving to the Agera N, the spoiler is now active, much bigger and fixed above the engine. There is a huge jump between this and the 1-to-1 with its active roof-mounted spoiler and aggressive inverted diffuser below. In comparison, Jesko has a totally smooth area underneath its wing, but the roof-mounted dual-layer active wing itself and its side planes have been refined on 1-to-1s and are massive. As we've now seen the majority of the aero components, let's see the difference in downforce between these cars. CCX can produce 100 kilograms. This Agera N would be able to produce close to the Agera R's 300 kilograms. 1-to-1 can produce 830 kilograms, and this high downforce Jesko can create 1400 kilograms. Therefore, in addition to doubling power output, Koenigsegg have also increased their downforce by 14 times. Moving down to the lights, we find quite basic, circular lights with aluminium surrounds in CCX. Agera N and 1-to-1 share much flatter and more angular LED complexes, whereas Jesko comes with LED illuminated angular glass structures. Continuing down, we come to the car's diffusers. CCX is fitted with an undeniably large split-rear diffuser. Agera N and 1-to-1 also come with split diffusers, but here they are much larger than that in CCX, with a rear camera mounted centrally. In Jesko, the diffuser is no longer split and is again significantly larger with the camera fitted above. In the split diffuser cars, there is a central quadrilateral exhaust outlet, which is quite flush to the rear in CCX. Agera N and 1-to-1 share a similar but extended exhaust outlet with generally the same shape. Whereas Jesko takes inspiration from Agera and offers a more rounded exit for its Akropovich system. CCX and Agera N both come with quite heavy metal keys with buttons for lock and unlock only. One-to-one comes with a lighter and more angular key with more defined buttons now presented horizontally. Jesko's key is more similar to Agera and comes with many different buttons for the car's autoskin function. Now moving to the interior tour, the doors in each car can be opened by pressing a small button on the underside and then lifting up. But in Jesko, just as in Agera, the doors can be activated with the key. Koenigsegg have clearly made massive advances in the inside, in addition to the outside, but the key themes remain from CCX to Jesko. Moving from outside to inside and looking down, we see how the carbon sill in CCX is quite wide due to the monocoque and quite plain in design. In the Agera N, the sill remains the same thanks to the monocoque and comes with a metal engraved kickplate. This is taken to the next level in the 1-to-1 with its carbon fibre engraved kickplate. The wide sill and carbon kickplate are carried over to Jesko, but here we also see the strip between these features go from metal to carbon. Looking ahead, we come to the innovative door mechanism. Despite more carbon, this looks quite similar in CCX and Agera N, but there are several more components and a large carbon strut in Jesko, presumably to enable and support the door autoskin functionality. Moving up, we come to the steering wheels. The wheel in CCX is round and quite basic in its design with carbon and leather. Agera N and 1-to-1 come with much slimmer, carbon, flat-bottomed, multifunctional steering wheels with more controls. And Jesko is fitted with a more rectangular formed wheel with digital controls with haptic feedback. Ahead of the wheels are the instrument clusters. CCX has an analog dial and slim, basic LED screen. Agera N comes with a similar layout, but a huge leap forward in technology with its fully digital display that it shares with 1-to-1. Jesko comes with a much smaller display that is mounted to the wheel hub. It can self-write to provide the driver with an uninterrupted view of key information with a G-force dial behind. Moving left in CCX, we start at the top of the central column with the manually adjustable vents tipped in rubber. These tips are updated to aluminium in Agera N and 1-to-1. Jesko takes inspiration from Agera with completely new design language. Moving down, this CCX comes with an aftermarket sound system. Underneath we find the physical ventilation controls with a small LCD display. In comparison, Agera N and 1-to-1 are fitted with touchscreen displays for their comprehensive infotainment systems, while Jesko comes with a newly developed infotainment system that can be used via the even larger screen. Moving back to CCX, we next come to the now iconic rotary that offers controls for the lights, to windows, to parking. Below the rotary, we come to 3 final controls for the vehicle lift, traction control and hazard lights. Agira N and 1-to-1 both come with an updated and more user-friendly version of this rotary, but now with only hazard lights and an open section below. In CCX we find a long aluminium gear stick for its 6-speed manual transmission, and auto version was an option. In comparison, neither Agira N nor 1-to-1 come with a physical control here, and instead both come with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, with manual shifting through the paddles behind the wheel. Koenigsegg continued to innovate, even from the dual-clutch setup, and so in Jesko we find the return of a physical stick, but here for the 9-speed transmission, with the 7-weight clutches for the seamless shifting between high and low gears. Now moving to seating, we actually find quite similar performance seat designs in CCX and Agira N, but of course with different materials and colours. The biggest jump between these cars is between the Agira N and 1-to-1, where we find a full carbon bucket seats with the minimal padding and harnesses. We also find this design of seating in Jesko, but of course a more refined, updated version. Now moving to the second to last comparison, we can look up to the roof. Padding, piping, stitching, colour styles might be different, but all 4 Koenigseggs here have removable roofs. 1-to-1 comes with the main difference, as its roof scoop has reduced and obscured the central window. And finally, key storage has gone from the rear of the central column in CCX to being secured magnetically next to the wheel in Jesko. So that concludes my Koenigsegg in-depth exterior and interior evolution tour. As previously mentioned, all of this footage is mine and was filmed at Supervatura, whose contact details can be found in the description of the video. Please subscribe for the latest content, and until next time, thanks for watching.